Hello, family. I have a garden injury today. And in the garage, it's so silly. I could not believe it. We got to be careful. We got to be aware of our surroundings. I had to drill, and I was drilling holes in these buckets. And I'm rolling on my rolly seat. You guys know I have a little rolly seat that I sit on. And roll back, hit the drill, hit the spike, and injured my leg. I was bleeding. I had to stop what I was doing, drop everything, and go do my own urgent care. But and I mean it was really dripping blood. It wasn't like, okay, it bled a little bit. It wasn't a scrape. It is a puncture. But I'll be okay. It was the spiky thing on the drill that I used to drill the bigger holes. Oh my goodness, it hurts. But it didn't hurt when I initially did it, but I was like, oops, I bumped, and I saw the blood. And you know you don't hurt till you see blood. I'm a little wimpy about that too. But what I'm doing today is, I'm going to turn you around. Okay, so what I'm doing today is filling the buckets and sowing some seeds. We are sowing seeds today on this Good Friday and praying for a good harvest with it. So what I did is I have cedar mulch. So I got not cedar mulch, cypress mulch. Cypress mulch. I put that about a third of the way down in the 4-gallon buckets. Then I added my paper shreds. So I shred my junk mail up, save it in a bag, and you can use that in raised beds. You can use it in filling your 5-gallon buckets. You can even mix it in the soil in the yard just to as a form of compost. So I have all my paper. I fill that to about halfway. I use 1 bag of the big 2 cubic foot pot mix, and I divvy that up into the 12 buckets. So 1 bag, 12 buckets. Then I have my cocoa core, and I'll try to link this below, but I didn't like the way they sent it to me. But Home Depot sells the blocks of cocoa core by mail, and I wet it up, and it was this big storage tote was pretty much full of the cocoa core. And I've used it on several projects. Every time I'm using the same stuff I've been using for two or three months. Well, at least 2 months now on all my little planting projects. So you wet it up, it swells up, it's a lot, it fills this up, and I actually got a whole lot left. It's like a third of this container still full. And I put, some of that, probably about the same amount of garden soil I put at cocoa core. And now I'm using my zoo compost. I still have some of it stored. I'm down to this tote, and I'm trying to get these totes empty so I can plant in them. But I'm down to this tote and like 3 bags. I got 3 bags left, and the bags are only like half full of my zoo compost. So I'm putting that in, and then I'm going to mix the top portion. I'm also going to add, I had a few little table scraps I'm going to throw in. I kind of saved this week because I knew I was going to be planting. So I'm going to throw the table scraps in, and I'm going to throw in some bone meal and a little bit of blood meal. Mix that all up, and then take them to the back and drop my seeds and tag them. I'm so tired of not knowing what I planted where. So I'm going to tag them this time and put them on my bucket rack that I built in my previous video. So I'll bring you back when I go to sowing seeds, because we got to tote these buckets around back 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 on the dolly or whatever, but I'll figure it out. So keep watching. Stay tuned. Hello, peeps. It's been a busy day in the garden. See, I pull those mustards. I just went and trashed them out. There's no way I would ever need that many seeds. And I pulled this bed clean. I got to watch the sun a few more days before I decide what I'm going to plant. I put down all of the peppers except for one. I am saving that one for my garden mentor. And the Crenshaw melons, I still got to work on that. I'm trying to clear a tote big enough, and I'm just going to put all the melons in one tote plus plant about 6 melons in one tote, and then build something for them to trellis on a little bit later. Or I may put them in this bed. That's why I'm saying I needed to watch the sunlight and see if it's going to get sufficient sun. But we've been out here working. These, me and the mentor thinned these out yesterday. So these were the kale. Not the kale, the kohlrabi. So we thinned those out, and I gave her some of them to go plant in her yard. So to make room for them to get big, because I really do love some kohlrabi. And it is the season. They keep telling us to plant. Now, can somebody tell me why it is cold in Florida? It feels like it's about like 50, 60 degrees. That's cold for us. And it is April. I don't understand. But it's real windy out today. So it was a real good day to work in the garden. So we got all this still going on. Still thriving. The tomatoes making their way slowly, but so directly. All the starting may not be necessary. If you want to do backup starts, maybe, and then gift them to someone later. But I'm doing seeds at this point. So here's the bucket garden. Let me give you a good bird's eye view, as high as my 4'11" self can give you. So here's the bucket garden. It's giving each plant about 10 inches of space, which is tight, but we got to do what we can when we're trying to grow a lot of food in a little bit of space. So these were the starts, the early summer yellow peppers. And I love some yellow peppers. I could just eat them raw. And then here's the mortgage lifter tomato. So I caged it in a little cage. I'm probably going to have to double up that cage before it's over. So I did do 3 of the yellows since I do love them. I dropped seeds today. So I dropped, of course, sweet banana peppers. These were last year's. Let me see if I can get somewhere where I can kind of lay these out for you. Okay. Because it's windy, like I said. So these were last year's Aldi seeds from 2021. I want to say they did go on sale, but you know I have a seed stockpile, so I say let me use those. So I did the banana, I did the early California Wonder from last year, I did, and I just put like 4 seeds in each bucket, and if I get extra, I'll go ahead and pull the extras up and give them to my garden mentor. I did Muncher cucumbers from Baker Creek, which I did not label. So they're in the one without the label. I did Zappolito squash. I did 1 bucket of those. And I just put on Baker Creek seeds, I just put like 2 or maybe 3. And their germination rate is so good that some may end up going to my garden mentor. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Sorry. I have the purple beauty peppers. They look like they are going to be so tasty in salads. I think I planted these over at my sharecropping situation too. But I have, and she keeps asking me, where did you plant? I say, I think it's a squash or a cucumber. So these are the zucchini long white Palermos, which they don't look like they get that big because they put them next to the money so you can get a size comparison. So they're not that huge, but I hope that they produce well, because I did 1 bucket of those. I did poblano peppers. So I'm hoping I get a lot of those so I can stuff them and make nice dishes. And here's the winner. And I showed you the purple beauty. And the last one was a nocturne pepper from Baker Creek. Now they did notice they put on the pack, overpack, due to low germination, 40%. So I planted about 6 or 7 seeds. But again, if I get extra, send them over to the mentor's house. She has plenty of space to plant and doesn't know what she wants to plant for sure. So I'll give her plenty of starts. So here we have where I planted them. The sweet bananas, the purple beauties, the zappa squash, the early wonders, the nocturne peppers, the poblano peppers, the long white squash, and that is where my munchers are, and I ran out of tags. I have some more, but I'll pull one up and put one later. Now, I did put the squash on the end so they can hang over and have far to grow, more room to grow. I put the tomato, the mortgage lifter on the end so it can have more room to grow. And then it's the one squash in the middle, and I'm thinking if the cucumber vines, I can vine it along the back of here and rig something up a little later, hopefully. So I'll take you along on that journey. Let's watch and see how these seeds germinate, because like I said, it's cold for some reason. I know we're not going to have a freeze, because if we have a freeze, it's the end of the world. Oh my goodness. But it may, you know, be a little cool for these and take a little bit longer for these pepper seeds to germinate. So I'm making some progress, getting all this spring work done. Ready to eat. I had to eat a head of iceberg lettuce from the Dollar General. I didn't know if you knew, but Dollar General has a produce department now. One little freezer case remind you of the corner store back in the 80s, where you used to go get meat and vegetables that you could walk to. But yeah, I guess they're trying to bring that back again, and they had like little iceberg lettuce, Roma tomatoes, enough to throw together a piece of salad. So it was like, I want lettuce. I don't feel like going to the regular store. Bought that and ate a salad with it, but I want food for my own yard. So this is my intentions with these. I went to pull these trays, and I amended the soil. It does not get a lot of sun over here. It gets morning sun. So I'm thinking I'm going to just pull all this, amend this soil, and do all lettuce. So I'll have lettuce for me, some mega salads. I love some salads with some crab meat, sauteed crab meat, peppers and shrimp on top, or just even shrimp and peppers and onions. Throw that on top of a good base of lettuce and peppers and cucumbers and tomatoes, and and it's so good. Put some pasta in it or something like that. So I cannot wait. It is going to taste so good and fresh coming out your own backyard. So I do hope you like this video. And I'm healing. I've stopped bleeding, so I'm still going to make it through the garden injury. If anybody was still wondering. So I do thank you for watching. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me along this gardening journey, because I'm trying to eat out this yard the whole summer. So let's see if it happens. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.